What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video. And I just got out of the theater after being there for almost 4 hours, and it was great. I loved it. I saw two films. I saw The Backrooms, which just came out this past Friday. It's now, technically it's Monday morning, but really Sunday night. And I saw Obsession, which has been out for like 2 weeks or so now. This review, you can tell by the title, is just The Backrooms. But I'm filming these back to back. The Obsession one probably won't come out for a few more days from now. This one I'm filming right now will probably be posted Monday, today, essentially, June 1st. I just wanted to say that, just to let you guys know, there is an Obsession review coming. I know I'm really late on it. I'm even a little bit late on this Backrooms one. I didn't just see them until today, but they are coming. So just stay tuned for that. But yeah, this is the Backrooms review. And, yeah, going into this, I'm not very knowledgeable on the Backrooms. I've seen, obviously, the TikTok posts, the Instagram posts, the YouTube videos, whatever it is. The concept of the Backroom I knew. I know it is like this, I guess, other dimension within our world that is literally just a bunch of claustrophobic, uncomfortable rooms, typically office rooms. I know there's a pool room, there's one with a Christmas tree in it. It's essentially just, again, a claustrophobic experience that was created online, as far as I know. So I don't know anything about the characters, the lore, so essentially I went into this movie completely blind. I guess blind as you could get, pretty much. Aside from, again, knowing, like, the overall concept. I know there's creatures in there as well. And so, yeah, coming in this movie, I was honestly just hoping for a very simple horror plot. I was expecting there to be a main character, maybe a couple main characters. They're living life. They accidentally fall into the back rooms. And the film is them trying to get out and not get killed by this creature. After seeing some trailers, I realized that there was going to be a little bit more to it than that. The characters would come in and come out a couple times and try and do research on it and everything. But yeah, so I wasn't expecting anything crazy. And now after seeing the film, I was left really scratching my head and confused. It was a very enjoyable time. I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was very fun for the most part. The beginning is definitely a slow burn. It really, it doesn't really start picking up until maybe a little before halfway. Not quite there, but like a quarter of the way through, it starts to pick up. And yeah, this movie just makes some odd decisions and makes some really questionable choices that I don't know if I agree with. So essentially, the movie is about this man who he owns a store. It's a furniture store, but it's a whole pirate themed furniture store. And in his store, he notices flickering lights, the power acting weird at times. And in the downstairs area of his store, he notices a slice in the wall, like just this little crack in the wall, and he goes near it, starts feeling around on the wall, and he stumbles into the back rooms. Yeah, now, this guy, he's a divorced husband who has a therapist. And, the therapist, just kind of helps him out with it. But he has this problem, essentially, to get down to it. He has this problem with, taking accountability. He blames everything on everybody else. Any problem that goes wrong in his life, he blames it on his wife, on the world, on his job. He doesn't take accountability for anything, essentially. And I know that doesn't sound like important, but it is later on. And so, yeah, he starts doing research into the back rooms, coming in and out, every so often for like a month or so. Maybe not that long, maybe like a week. And he has these two employees that he tasks to help explore the back rooms with him. And yeah, that's basically the whole setup of the film, is him just exploring the back rooms and trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Which is interesting in and of itself. I just don't like the way it was executed. I apologize for the cut. So yeah, anyway, the main character's name is Clark. His therapist is Mary. And essentially, yeah, he's going in and out of the back rooms, and he's trying to figure out what the hell it is, because to him, he just thinks it's just spare space, but he realizes it's never ending. It never ends. So he brings these two employees with him, and one of them gets killed. They don't know what kills him. It just, they hear it. You can hear it sometimes. But they don't know what it is. And he realizes that there's obviously something off in this place. There's like furniture that's sinking into the floor. There is furniture that's like all stacked on top of each other. Again, endless office spaces. There is a mannequin that plays like that you hear people talking through it, but in a different language. It's not English, and it's very, very creepy. The opening of the film also is a man in a chemical suit. I really don't know how to describe it. It's like an antibacterial suit, like a big, bright green suit, who's in the back rooms, and he's experiencing all sorts of weird shit, and he gets attacked, and then it cuts. Another great thing, I love about this movie, the way it is shot is perfect. It's like old school VHS. It's all fuzzy, and not all the time, only when they're really in the back rooms. They often take this camcorder in there with them, and it's all fuzzy. It's the Backrooms, man. It's eerie, it's disturbing, it's claustrophobic. Something is off. And yeah, it's done brilliantly. I love the way it was done. That's the best part of the film. The way the sets were designed, perfect. It couldn't have been better. And I think the movie did a good job at setting up some scares as well. Often when they're walking throughout the Backrooms, in the background you'll see slight movement, or you'll see something lurking. And there was a couple good jump scares in there. It did get me quite a few times. I think in particular, I think the best part of the movie and the scariest part was when they tie the rope around the coworker. They slide him down. It's like this big tunnel, and it slides down like that. They send him down there, and he gets into this room, and it's covered just in grime and dirty laundry everywhere. And there's like different places to go. There's like in that corner you can go down that hall. In that corner there's a hall down there. But he doesn't notice it. But the audience, you definitely notice it. In the laundry you can see body parts. There's someone's head sticking out of it. You can see a severed arm. It was very creepy. Very creepy. And you could feel the anticipation building that something was going to happen. And you see a gigantic black arm peek around from the corner. Best part of the film. So fucking scary. So scary. And eventually the other two get dragged down there. And yeah, they all get the one coworker who went down first. He gets just sucked through this door and just killed. You see blood trails all over the floor. He's screaming. You hear like this growling noise. His girlfriend, who's the other coworker, runs after him, and she gets split up. And then you're just left with our main character. And he's exploring through the back rooms, and eventually he comes across the pool room. But before the pool room, he gets to the Christmas tree room. There's a Christmas tree in the middle playing this eerie music. On the other side of it, there's this disfigured man, tiny man, just sitting in this thing, and he turns the light on, and this mannequin-looking woman comes popping out and starts chasing him. I was shitting bricks. It was so eerie and disturbing. It was just so scary, like very scary the way they did it, and I loved it. Also throughout the movie you have several cuts of this young girl who's been trapped in this house that looks like sort of something out of the Backrooms, with her mother, and you can tell the mother's super paranoid, and all the windows are covered and everything like that. Come to find out, this girl is most likely Mary, the therapist. But they never tell you that. This is what I was talking about with this movie. It gives you all these clues to stuff, but it never tells you. It never gives you any answers. It just opens up all these questions. like at the end, the government gets involved, and that's who the guys in the hazmat suit was in the beginning. That was the government. They found the back rooms, or they weren't actually the government. They were these doctors, who did like CAT scans and shit, who did like MRIs. They were MRI doctors, or whatever, and they were tasked with exploring and trying to figure out the back rooms. But the thing with it is like they never tell you how the backrooms came to be. They never tell you how they found them, when they found them, how long they've been down in the backrooms for, exploring what the backroom is, why it's existing. Like, they never answer any of these questions. But it feels like throughout the movie they're setting them all up. And so anyway, once again, we're still following our main character, and we're following him through the back rooms, and eventually he gets to the pool room, like I said, and the creature, he like sets the camera down, and we're watching our main character trying to like find his way through the wall because he hears the other coworker's voice, but he can't see her, and it comes from the creature comes from behind. You see it pick up the camera, but you don't see what it looks like. You're still watching our main character, and the main character turns around and the camera cuts. After that, then we follow it through the perspective of Mary, who finds her way into the back rooms. And she ends up running into our main character down there. And he completely, he turns on her. He chokes her out. And it turns out he's completely insane. This whole time, he's just insane. Completely psychotic. One of the things it did answer, which I'll get to in a second. So eventually she comes to, she wakes up, she's at this dinner table, surrounded by a pretty heavy older guy, I guess is a good way to describe him, the mannequin woman who's got this red dress on, and the really short, deformed, disfigured guy. It turns out they're all disfigured. The fat man, he's got like eyeballs here, here, here. He's got like 3 sets of eyeballs. Same thing with the woman, the mannequin woman, and then again the other guy, he's like really tiny, he's like crushed together. None of them can feel pain, none of them talk. They just sit there very eerily staring. They don't do anything, they just sit there. Come to find out, again, we don't really know how long our main character was down here. They never tell you how long he was down there. I'm guessing that's what kind of drove him insane, but eventually he likes it there. He wants to stay. And he feels the sense of like comfort there. And he's sort of kind of made friends with these things. And we find out what the creature is. The creature is a gigantic disfigured version of him that's been down there in the pirate outfit. Now, I don't know why they did this, because I do know, you do see a picture of what the actual creature from Backrooms, not the movie, but online, looks like. And they didn't do it. I don't know why. I don't know if they're saving that for a sequel or something, but they never used that design. But yeah, and then he has a full conversation with Mary, and she, at this point, she doesn't want to be his therapist anymore, obviously. She essentially just tells him he's psychotic, but he starts eating pieces of the people, but he eventually explains, when you go in there, it creates a mirrored version of yourself, but it doesn't fully remember all the time, so they become these weird, deformed copies. And that's why in the back rooms, you see multiple things twice, but sometimes they'll be like sunken into the floor, or there'll only be half of it. There's all these disfigured objects in there, and it's because the back rooms is essentially one gigantic memory, but it doesn't remember everything. And so each time something enters the back room, a duplicate pops out, but it's a disfigured, deformed version. So they did explain that, which I appreciated. But yeah, eventually the gigantic creature, I'll just call it, kills him. He fucking takes a big gigantic, he picks him up and bites him right in the neck, and he completely just murders him. Then he starts chasing Mary throughout the back rooms. And eventually she stumbles into the guys in hazmat suits. They pull her out, and this guy, the scientist, it kind of explains to her again what's going on, that they're MRI doctors or whatever, and that's why they've been tasked to, this specific guy who's talking to her, he was the first one to fall into the back rooms, and he's explaining, they're just trying to figure out any information they can. And then the last shot of the movie, it cuts back to the back rooms, and you see there's a snapshot, that's what I'll call it, of Mary in there. And it's like a fucking disfigured version of Mary, and she's just kind of sitting there like this, rocking back and forth. And that was the end of the movie. And so yeah, it was a really eerie, strange film. Again, I enjoyed it. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I thought it was good. But again, I just thought that the movie just did a poor job at explaining things to you. It felt, again, like they introduced all these questions and didn't answer a lot of them. But I will say, the actor who played Clark did a fantastic job. I cannot pronounce his name. I'm sorry to that actor, but he did a phenomenal job playing Clark. The psychotic side of him is so intense and so intimidating, and he has like these little tics where he just goes, like, you can tell he's psychotic and there's something wrong there. He just has this very intense aura to him. But yeah, like I would have liked to know, why did he become psychotic so suddenly? How long was he down there for? Again, how did like the government get wind of this? Who is the creature? How did the Backrooms come to be? What really is the Backrooms? These are questions that probably will get answered in later sequels, but I imagine it's going to be an underwhelming thing. But yeah, overall, I liked the movie. I thought it was good. Nothing incredible by any means, but it was a good movie. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy this review, make sure to drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.